Hi guys, Wakka here. So, this is part of the Devil's Workshop. You've probably seen this area. I'm just starting to add a little bit more detail into it. So I started in some places, and I just need to start getting the textures looking good. So this room was mainly made of brushes, and the problem with brushes, you can't really detail it unless I drop a volume decal and try and get it to cover a whole area, but that's just not practical. So this brush here, it's got to go. So we're going to make it into a patch. So there is my unit. So it's going to be 1, 2. It doesn't really matter the length. I'm just roughly going to approximate what it's going to be. So we're going to turn it to a simple terrain patch, and the width we'll give it a whacking old 20. We'll do about 11 for the height. There. Now we've got a nice bit of terrain going on. So that's great. It's a flat surface. I want to do more with this, so I'm going to this view. I'm just going to make it easier for myself, I'm just going to zoom in, I'm going to press space, I'm going to just drag it up a couple of notches, and it's probably shifted to the side, has it? No, we're looking good there. Just got to check it hasn't shifted anywhere. So we've got a couple of two textures, they should all be lined up, and as we can see they've just gone out of alignment by 1, so I just need to drag that down 1, because when you press space it generally just sends it off by 1 unit to either side. So now I've got another texture that I've raised up 1. The reason I've raised it up, it just makes it easier for me to focus on what I'm doing. I then want to add a bit of grunge, so I'm just going to double click on that. And then we're starting to see that there's a bit of dirt happening on this concrete, and all I'm going to do is drop it back down 1 unit. So we'll drop it back down a unit. Now we have a floor made of 2 patches. One's got a bit of grunge on it, and one is the standard texture. So in game it's going to look like that. And we can add more layers, we can add more patches on as we go, we can add even more detail. So it's just one way of doing it, and that's just a really simple way of turning your brushes into a patch, and then adding a second patch on top and giving it a bit of dirt and grime. Now that's done. That's dirty now. It doesn't look clean. Otherwise it would be looking like this brush here. I'm not going to do that one right now because I can't actually be bothered. But I thought I'd quickly show you how you could do that with very little effort. So anybody that's been doing any sort of map with lots of brushes, there is no excuse to start using patches. You need to do it, otherwise you're going to have a nightmare trying to detail it. So this one's got more than 1 or 2 sort of layered patches on it. I mean, some of them have about 5 or 6. It's the only way to add lots of great detail in your map. That's it for now. Cheers guys, bye.